Formula for success for 800. Each fall, monarch butterflies migrate from Canada and the United States to Mexico. Migrating monarch butterfly have been known to fly as far as 4,800 kilometers. On average, a butterfly can travel 11 kilometers per hour and spends about 6 hours per day in flight. Whew, lot going on. Use the formula below to determine how many days it will take a migrating butterfly to travel 4,800 kilometers. And we see this formula. I wrote it out for you guys this time. Time equals distance traveled divided by velocity. Okay, I'm going to write it this way. Time is equal to distance divided by velocity. Lovely. So if I want to figure out the time, well, for sure, I need to know the distance. I need to know the velocity. Any thoughts? The distance. How far is this butterfly traveling?
The butterfly is traveling 4,800 kilometers.
Awesome. And we're to divide by the velocity. Okay, we just talked about what velocity is. I've got two numbers left. I have 11 kilometers per hour and I have 6 hours per day. Which one of these is a velocity? A speed?
I was going to say 11.
I'm going to say 11 too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 11? Why 11 and not 6?
I chose 11 because just like a car can travel 11 kilometers or, 50 kilometers per whatever, so can this butterfly. Versus the 6 hours per day, that would be like saying I drove 6 hours in a day.
Yeah, that's not
versus
your speed.
My car. Yeah, but that's not my speed.
Yes, beautiful. Velocity is the same as speed, so we need some distance over time, and that's what we see here. Kilometers is a measure of distance. So very nice, you guys. So I have 4,800 kilometers, and I'm going to do 11 kilometers per hour. Now notice I use my units when I'm doing science, and I have a reason for that. And it's going to happen in your science classes too. They're going to leave the units in the problem. And here's why. Because units cancel too, and that helps you to know what your answer's in. So go ahead and do that math for me, you guys. What is 4,800 divided by 11?
That's 436.3636364.
Okay, I'll just put ... Now, I had kilometers on the top and the kilometers on the bottom, which means kilometers are going to cancel. And this 436 is the number of hours. I'm currently in hours. So even though I'm right, I'm not done yet because they didn't ask me about how many hours it's going to take, right? We were supposed to find out what?
The days.
The number of days it's going to take this migrating butterfly to travel this. Now, before you just go, there's 24 hours in a day. Butterflies rest sometimes, don't they? Take a look at this problem. How many hours in a day did this butterfly travel?
6 hours per day.
Beautiful. 6 hours in one day. And I want my hours to cancel. So think about this like it's a fraction, like it's 436 over 1, right? We can make any number look like a fraction if we want. Hours right now is on the top. If I want hours to cancel, then I need to put hours on the bottom. I'm going to go ahead and divide by that 6 hours in a day. And that's 1 day. And now my hours and hours were cancel. So somebody divide 436 by 6 for me. What do we get?
72.6666667.
Beautiful. 72 point, a whole lot of sixes, and now we really are in days, and I am good to go. So the correct answer then is C. So if this particular problem feels tough for you, it is. It might not ever get this challenging, so don't beat yourself up too much. But this skill is definitely going to come up for every single person who's going into one of the sciences in college. So if you guys are going on to college and you have to take college chemistry or college physics, you will be doing this all night and day. So even if it feels a little hard right now at your current level, it's really good exposure. So hardest that might be on the GED and also very similar to what you're going to need to be able to accomplish in college. Okay, any questions for me?
So it's good to practice this from now. So when you reach college level, it is much easier for us.
Yes, and you don't freak out. You're like, okay, 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 I've seen this before. I get it. And so I don't want to take like 5 hours to practice it with you. You would do it a lot in college because it might come up on the GED, but I also want you to have a chance to answer it. Do you see what I'm saying? So that's how I always feel about the very hardest problems. Like they're worth going over so that you're prepared for college and you know, okay, I can do this. Um, and to give you guys a shot at it, but I don't want to dedicate a whole lot of time to it since it only sometimes comes up. It's on the hardest end. Does that kind of make sense?
It does, thank you.
Yeah. And we only need about half right to pass the GED. So I always remind students of that. Maybe that was just my excuse for not explaining it well, you guys. I'm like, I'm not going to explain this very well right now because it's not that big of a deal. You can complain about me later, okay?